Lou here. As I've been sharing on my Twitter, I'm part of a podcast with my fellow YouTubers Captain Beanie, Totally Sawsome, and Sheep. During a particular podcast, Totally Sawsome suggested jokingly that I do a video summing up anime, and you know what? That inspired me to do this video, so thanks Caleb! This video is me summing up anime in 1 minute or less. Roll the intro, and let's get started. Some rules for this video and how it will work. I will drop the title of an anime and set a 1 minute timer on my phone, so I'll have only a minute or less to sum up the entire anime completely. I apologize in advance for any beeping you may hear in this video, as that'll be my phone telling me time is up. Alright, let's go. Okay, so this kid has these dead parents and he's always idolized them or some shit, and his shitty dad puts like the soul of a really deadly nine-tailed fox thing inside his newborn son because I guess his father was just grade A genius. And this kid grows up to be like really grumpy and a little shit, and I think does some graffiti on some stuff. And then he really likes orange and ramen, so then he goes to become a ninja because he wants to be whatever a Hokage is. And then he goes in this journey, and then he becomes a nine-tailed fox, I think, and then he gets with this girl who looks like she's blind, but she's not really, and then, like, his dumb friend Sakura gets with this guy named Sasuke. He's an asshole, and I think she has a kink for people who are assholes. And then Naruto loses his arm, and now he has a son, and now he's not Naruto, now he's Boruto's dad. Okay, so basically, this Japanese kid gets an Egyptian pyramid thing. I don't know what the fuck this is supposed to be the real world equivalent to. So he starts like assembling it or something, and then he unlocks the power of like an ancient Egyptian pharaoh. And then it turns out, I think in the manga it's implied anyway, this Japanese kid is a reincarnation of an Egyptian pharaoh. I don't know how that works, but it's Japan, don't fucking question it. So then he goes around playing children's card games with a bunch of grown adults for some reason. And then at some point, he has this rival who really likes card games and has a dragon kink, I think. And, yeah, and then the pharaoh, we find out his past, and that's genuinely an interesting part. And overall, it's just children's card games for some reason. Okay, so basically this guy was like, okay, I'm gonna make a bunch of music references nobody but people who really like music are gonna know, so let's fucking do it. And then he was like, I also want a bunch of really hot guys posing like models to beat each other up, so I'm gonna do that for 8 parts. And in the 8th part, this guy has 4 tennis balls. Why? Just wait. So it's these hot guys beating up these other hot guys. Sometimes they're not as attractive, and other times it's like, wow. And that goes on for 8 parts. So basically, anybody who has a remote interest in men, it's their dream. Wake up, get up there. Okay, so you know how The World Ends With You was like the #1 place everybody knew what Shibuya was or some shit? Okay, scrap that. Now we're gonna have a bunch of high school kids, and it's basically like Ocean's 11, but like if Ocean's 11 was on a little bit of acid, just a little bit, and everything was like really deep red, where if you look at it for too long, you're gonna see green everywhere. And then also a bunch of Lupin references, either Lupin the Third or just the book. And then there's a bunch of book references. And then there's like bad people because they're bad, you know, capitalism, bad. So yeah, that's the plot. And then they get rid of this politician guy because politicians also bad. Genuinely a fact. And yeah, and then there's a cat. He's there, he's good, and damn it, I ran out of time. Okay, so do you remember that quote at the end of, or like during the climax of The Incredibles, where Syndrome was like, oh yeah, when everyone's super, no one will be. Okay, now make a series out of that, and have like social commentary on like influencers, I think, and copy literally everything Marvel and JoJo's has done for some reason. And then like have the main character actually be insecure for once instead of a loud, shrill protagonist, and have the loud, shrill person be the antagonist. And then like the best character is the side character with the scar, who's just a copy and paste of Zuko from Avatar. And then like have a bunch of side characters that ultimately mean nothing, but they're fun to look at least. And then the heroes are decent, the villains have really interesting mindsets, and yeah, that's it. Time's up. Yes, we were born to make history. Okay, so there's this really insecure skater who really loves food and is just in overall big fucking mood, and he finds this like really hot Russian guy who's like his idol, and he's like, don't worry, I am here to teach you how to skate. So then they skate, and it's really good, and like there's a lot of stuff about believing in yourself, but it's not like corny. It's like, hey, if you have anxiety, this shit's for you, fam. And then Eric Cartman, but they changed him to Jean-Jacques Leroy, has a mental breakdown and stuff. And then there's this other Russian kid, and he has some stuff. He makes a friend, I think. And then the insecure guy with the hot Russian boyfriend, he wins second place because second is okay too, guys. The end. Okay, so this is the most political fucking anime I've ever seen. Basically, England takes over Japan, and like there's some really, you know, controversial race stuff. I don't want to talk about my channel because race isn't bad, guys. It genuinely is, like, no joke there. And this kid is like, hey, I'm gonna give Japan back to Japan. So he gets the power to like tell people what to do, I guess, even though lineage speaking he has the power to do that, but now he really has the power to do that. And then there's this witch, and it's basically like King Arthur but anime and Macbeth. So like if Macbeth and King Arthur had like a love child, and that's Code Geass. Okay, so like the backstory for this one is really fucking good. Like it's really nicely established with like good characters, and nobody feels like left out for some reason. And then like after we get the backstory arc out of the way pretty much, then shit gets really trippy, and then it goes like full fantasy, but not like, oh nice, you know, dark fantasy, but more like, oh, there's elves and fairies now. This feels more like a D&D campaign. And then like do that for 30 years of just going to a place where fairies live for 30 years and then come back, and then now the characters have PTSD for realsies this time. And then the guy who caused the PTSD is doing stuff now, I don't know why. And then do that for another like 2 years, and now we're here. I don't know what's happening in Berserk anymore. Someone please help. This man has taken too long to finish his fucking manga. And that'll be it, you guys. Thanks you so much for watching. So let me know down below what you think. Did you like this video of me summing up anime in a minute or less? Did you not? Let me know down below. And if you want me to do it again, I'd really love if you guys suggest some anime. It was kind of hard for me to make this first video because there's so much anime that I wanted to try and sum up in a minute or less, but I didn't want this video to go on forever. So if I do this video again, let me know down below which anime you want to see me talk about in a minute or less, and I'll see if I can do it. So let me know down below. Hey guys, thanks for watching! If you liked the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you're new. And if any older new subs would like to help support the channel in any possible way, my Ko-fi page is down below in the description along with all of my social media. For any subscribers, new or old, who would like to help with video ideas or maybe just want to talk about anime or something, then I have a fan server linked down below. See you next time!